Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do a full face beginners makeup tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, turn the bell notification on so that anytime I upload you get my videos. I always start my makeup doing my eyebrows, so I'm starting with it. I'm using NYX Pore Concealer to prepare or set my brow down. I'm going to push it in to make sure the brows are very smooth and sleeping. Then I'm going to put on my powder, that's my poreless powder, onto it to set it again before I go in with my pencil. So I did all that before starting with the pencil. I'm using Davis 2-in-1 eyebrow pencil to do my brow, as it matches my brow very well when I use it. Recently learned this new way of doing my brow. It makes the brow look very full and then very beautiful, smooth looking, so I like this method very well. So I'm filling in all the little like empty spaces that are looking in my brow. Then I'm going to go in with my little pencil that I'm using now to make like eyebrow strokes there, and then I'm going to brush it through, as I don't want my brow to look so dark today or very full up. I want it to look a little bit light. So as I finish this, I'm going to put in my little powder again and then go onto the brow to set it before I go in with my concealer, straightening the brow and cleaning all the excess pencils that are out, just to make the brow stand on its own and look better and nicer. So I'm just using the concealer directly underneath the brow, and then I'm going to put my Revolution Conceal and Define, that's darker than the first one I used, onto the upper part of the brow. After I'm taking my brush and then blending it again. When I finish blending, you see that the upper part where I use the darker color will be a little bit more lighter, matching my skin more than the lower one. And I'm going to use the same concealer that I used at the lower brow to do my eyeshadow. As I'm done, I'm going to move on to my eyeshadow. I'm using this little tape to guide me so that when I finish with my eyeshadow, I'll just take it off and everything looks clean. Using NYX Pore Concealer again onto my brow. That's what I'm going to use to start with the base before applying my powder. So I'm going to add a whiter one because the color I'm going to go with is a bit strong, so I want it to stand out and be deeper. That's why I added the white concealer onto it to blend it, making sure both the concealers are well blended together. None is standing on its own. I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow that I'm going to use today, that's AC Beauty. I'm going to use these 3 colors. 2 of it are very soft smooth powder. I'm using the first one that I showed, that's a little bit darker pink, onto my corner before going in with the rest of the colors. I'm blending this in. I'm going to continue blending until it becomes deep how I want it. As the first one was not deep enough, I added another one again to go onto it, and then coming into the inner side of my eye corner. And then now I'm going to go in with a very light looking kind of pinkish. I'm going to go in with the first coat and then see how deep it is before I'll add a little bit more. So now I've added a little bit more onto it and then blending it through. I'm going to make sure that from the inner part of my eye to the center is coated with it. Now that it's finished, I'm adding the little bit of glitter looking type. This I want it to be between the inner corner of my eye going to the center part of my eye. I don't want it to cover the whole place, looking as if a cat crease. I'm going to add a little bit more onto it again to blend it in. Now that it's almost done, I'm going to go in with the darker color that I started with onto the corner of my eye, just to blend, to cut the harsh line between the glitter one and the soft eyeshadow. Now I'm done. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. eyeliner. That's what I'm using to do my lining of the eye. Before continuing my face, I'm not going to put on my lashes yet. Now I'm going to clean my face, all the excess eyeshadows that has come down. I'm going to clean it, wipe all off nicely. Now that it's finished, I'm going to go in with my primer. This one is NYX Honey and the white one is a pore filler from the same brand. Priming my face with the honey and next the pore filler. I'm going to list all the products used in this makeup tutorial in the description box, so check it out. And reason for applying the pore filler is that I have a lot of breakouts today. If you see my face, I have quite a lot of acne breakout and bumps at the sides of my jaw. You can see it well. So next I'm going to go in with my LA Girl Orange Corrector, and then I'm going to add my brown concealer too to blend this first before going on with my foundation steps. I'm going to blend using my little brush that I've been using always in my videos. This is very good brush, very soft. It does the job very well. So I'm pushing in the product. I'm not dragging it along. As you can see, I'm pushing it in. As you can see, the little marks have a little bit disappeared already. Using L'Oreal foundation and Revlon You Fix foundation at the back of my palm. Mix them together with one of my little brushes edge before applying onto my face. The reason why I do this is that most of the foundation doesn't match my skin perfectly, as some of them are a bit too light. So now I'm using my little brush again to apply the foundation onto my skin. Now that I mix it together, you can see that as I'm applying it, it's looking a little bit like yellowish as my skin is. When I finish the whole process of the makeup application, I add my powders and everything settles onto my skin. It will be uniform. At this point, it's just the blending process where I make sure the foundation goes onto every part of my skin that needs to be covered. Ensure it is all blended well, not sitting at one place and leaving another. I'm going to make sure my forehead is also covered. When I get to the hairline where my little baby hairs are, I'm going to do it gently, but I'm going to make sure I put the foundation there too. As you can see, it has all look uniform. At this point, just making sure the places left are covered. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer underneath my eye. This is going to help conceal all the lines that are showing. When I turn, you can see like a little bit of a puff underneath my eye. When I finish this process, it's going to make it disappear. I apply the concealer to all the places that I want highlighted on my face. That's my forehead, and then on my nose and all the parts that I want highlighted. Now I'm going to go with the brown one to contour. I'm going to use it first onto my forehead, my cheek side, and to contour my nose. I'm going to blend the one on my forehead. When I finish, it will give me that smooth looking effect and make the nose looking longer. So I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend, starting with the concealer, the light one underneath my eye. I'm going to blend it very gently, and when I get to my eyeshadow side, I'm going to do that one very gentle using the straight edge on the beauty blender. That's what I'm going to use to blend that side. I'm going to turn it and use it to blend it, making the eyeshadow straight. Going to do the same to the other side of my eye. Make sure it is all well blended uniformly. When I finish this side, I'm going to use the same beauty blender onto my nose. I'm going to use the same one onto my forehead. I've done this process using a brush before and it wasn't smooth for me how I wanted it, but then using the beauty blender does a good job. So I'm going onto my nose with a straight edge looking brush to blend the brown one onto my nose, where it will give me that effect of long looking nose, going up a little bit between the corner of my eye and then my nose to blend the brown one in. So as I finish with these steps, I'm going to use my big brush now to blend the brown one from my forehead. This is also going to help with the shine on my forehead disappear. As you can see, it's looking very smooth already, coming down to my jaw and contour, which will also give me that effect of a longer looking face with like a pointed jaw. So now that I've finished that stage, I'm going to go in with my powder. I'm going to use this Fit Me Poreless by Maybelline, using it underneath my eye. Anytime I apply this powder underneath my eye, you see it goes very smooth that instant, and then totally makes my eye bags as if they have disappeared. I like this powder a lot. It does a good job. I use it onto my jawline and forehead, any part that I want highlighted, and then my nose. Next, I'm going to go with the bronzer powder. That's the brown one onto my forehead. Come again onto the part that I applied the brown concealer onto. Every part that I applied the brown concealer, I'm going to apply this powder onto it. Underneath the contour on my jaw, I'm going again with one of my mixed powder that I made. Just go into it again smoothly. This powders does really good job for me. I like them very much. When I started this makeup, there was a very big looking bump, which is still showing a little bit there, and then going to where I'm applying right now, there was another bigger bump there, but they have all kind of like disappeared. You can just see them a little bit like pop out, which is still okay. This mixed powder is made of benign banana powder, that is a Sienna color, and then the Technic powder also added with a Sasha buttercup. Those three powders that I mixed to match my skin, because one is too light and another is really too dark. So mixing them all together give me that perfect looking kind of powder for my skin, which is really good. All the blending processes are finished. Now applying my lashes. This is one of the hardest stages of it all for me sometimes, as it takes me about a minute to apply my lashes. With practicing every day, you will get used to this step. I'm now going to go onto my blush steps. I'm using Makeup Gallery blush. That's a bit looking like pinkish onto it first before I go in with my golden looking kind of Technic glitter. This is so nice. Anytime you apply it. You see it brightens up a lot, so glowy. I apply some onto my nose and then my forehead again, and I like how my face is turning out as if I did not apply makeup at all. So I'm going to go onto my lips with my pinkish looking like pencil to line up my lips before going in with my lipstick. The lipstick I'm going to go for is similar to the eyeshadow that I used, a little bit like lilac or pinkish onto it. The brand of lipstick I'm using is written on it Joan. Go onto it, that's the first coat, and then I use my lip to just rub it in, and I go in again the second one. That's the second one, making it look deeper. When I finish applying this, I'm going to add my lip shine, and that is it. So this is how my makeup came out. What do you think about today's makeup, eyeshadow and everything, combining with my earrings, making all the color look like the same and the dress? So to do a full face makeup tutorial for beginners, as I mentioned earlier, this is how it came out. I chose to use strong colors so that you can see it well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this makeup tutorial was helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I'll be back to reply you. Thank you for joining me today, and see you in my next video. Bye.